Welcome to today's lesson. Today's lesson is about division. Now, before we get started, do you have your notebook and pencil? You're going to need them today. If you don't, pause this video right now and go get them. Okay, let's do this. Today's learning target. I understand that division is breaking an amount into smaller equal-sized groups. So the purpose of today's lesson is to just get a better understanding of what division is. And then in future lessons, we'll learn how to divide bigger numbers, okay? But I think what we're going to teach you for how to divide bigger numbers, partial quotients and probably long division, will both become easier if you understand what it is you're trying to do. You're trying to take an amount and break it into smaller equal-sized groups. All right, so let's get started. Here we have, I'm going to move myself here. Here we have an amount, and we have a table up here. This is the amount, and this is the table we're going to use to sort of organize our thinking and record what we're thinking. All right, so this amount that we're shown here is 8, okay? So if you see here that there's 1, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the amount that we are going to break up into equal-sized groups. Okay, and when we're talking about division, the amount that we start with is called the dividend. The dividend. So here in the dividend box, we're going to write the amount, and that is 8. Okay. Now, we want to break up this amount into equal-sized groups. So how should we do that? Well, you might be thinking one way, and you might be thinking another way. There's a couple ways we could do it, right? There's more than a couple ways. We could, if you're noticing this amount, we could, break up 8 into these two groups here, 1 and 2. We could break up this amount into these two groups here, 1 and 2. We could break up this amount into these 4 groups here, 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Let's just pick one way, though, to start. Let's go ahead and divide up this amount of 8 into 2 equal-sized groups, okay? 2 equal-sized groups. Now, in division, the amount of groups you're going to make, well, that's called your divisor. That's the number of groups you want to make, okay? So our divisor is going to be 2. All right. Now, the way you write this number sentence in division so far is 8 divided by 2, or 8 divided by 2, or 8 divided by 2, or 8 divided by 2. Gosh, there sure are a lot of ways to write division, huh? Well, let's not worry about that right now. I just wanted to show you that, boy, there are a lot of ways. Let's just focus on one way. Let's just focus on that way. 8 divided by 2. That sound good? This one right here, 8 divided by 2. Okay, so if we do that, let's see, we're going to go, grab that group. I'm going to separate that group out, and 1, 2, let's grab that group and separate that group out. Now, check it out. We have 2 groups, right? We got group 1 and group 2. How many squares are in each group? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4 squares in that group. 1, 2, 3, 4 squares in that group. The number of things, in this case squares, in each group that we make, that is called our quotient. That's the answer to a division problem. How many are in each group? In this case, there are 4, so we're going to write the quotient as 4. And the way that would look here in the division equation is equals 4. So we just modeled 8 divided by 2 equals 4 because, let's see here, we started with 8 squares in one big group, and we broke them up into 2. So we started with 8 squares in one group. That was the total amount. We broke it up into 2 groups, right? The divisor. And we got 4 in each group. And that is the quotient. Does that make sense? All right. Now, if we start with the same amount, 8 again, what's that called? You're right. It's called the dividend. Our dividend is 8. Now, what if we chose a different divisor? What if instead of wanting to make 2 groups, what if we wanted to make 4 groups? So what if our divisor was 4? Now we'd have a different division equation. Now we would have 8 divided by 4. Let's see what that equals. What is the quotient there? Well, we could do that. Let's go ahead and break up this amount into 4 equal groups. Ooh, I want to grab it. There we go. And now we have 4 equal groups, right? We have this group here. We got this group, and this group. 4 equal size groups. How many squares are in each group? Yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. There's 2 squares in each group. So that, the number of things in each group that we make, is our quotient. 8 divided by 4 is 2. All right, so look, I want to go back to our learning target. Our learning target is, I understand that division is breaking up an amount into smaller equal size groups. And that's what I want you to see here, okay? When we have an amount such as 8, all right? Oh, hold on. And we break it up into equal size groups, let's say 4 groups. What we end up with in each group is our answer, our quotient. All right, let's try this again with a different amount. Okay, here we have a starting amount of 12. All right, now you're going to help me starting with this example here, okay? So the amount that we start with is called our dividend. That's 12 in this case. Ooh, I got to put the ink on. That's 12 in this case, right? Do you see the 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? Now, what if we wanted to break this amount up into 3 groups? Do you see a way we could do that? Okay. Well, if we're going to break something up into 3 groups, that must mean our divisor is 3. Remember, the divisor is the number of groups we're trying to make. All right. Now, I'm going to pause here. You're going to tell me what is the quotient, okay? We have 12. That's the amount we're starting with. Divided by 3. That's our divisor. We're going to make 3 equal size groups. What is the quotient? How many will we have in each group once we've done that? Okay, go ahead, figure that out. Give me your answer, and then we'll compare what you said to what I think on the other side. Go. Okay, welcome back. Let's check it out. What if we broke up, let's see, we'll take that row, and we'll take this row, and we'll take this row, and now we have 3 equal size groups. Well, how many squares are in each group? Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 in that group. 1, 2, 3, 4 in that group. 1, 2, 3, 4 in that group. 4 is our quotient. That is how many squares are in each group. So now we have our full equation. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. Do you see how division is breaking up an amount into smaller equal size groups? And are you beginning to remember, or are you beginning to learn that the amount we start with is called the dividend, and that the number of groups that we want to make is called the divisor, and that how many things are in each group is called the quotient? Let's try this again. All right, we're back to the same amount. What is our dividend? Answer that question. I'll meet you back on the other side. Yes, 12 is our dividend because there are 12 squares in all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right, that is the amount we're starting with. Now, what if we wanted to make our divisor 4. Could we do that? Do you think we can break 12 into 4 equal groups? Well, let's try that. Let's make our divisor 4. So right now we have an expression that says 12 divided by 4 equals something. Okay? Go ahead and figure out a way to divide this amount 12 into 4 equal groups. I'll meet you back here on the other side and we'll compare our answers. Welcome back. Did you do something like this? Did you say this column is one group of 3? Oh, no. Go back. This is another. Oh, no. I want to grab it. That column's another group of 3. That column's another group of 3. And this column is another group of 3. So we have 4 equal size groups of 3, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. There you go, 3. So 4 divided by 3. Let me slow down and back up. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 3 is our quotient, the answer to our division problem, which means how many are in each equal size group. All right, are you ready? Let's try one more. Okay, here's a new amount. What is the dividend? Answer that question, and then come back here, meet me on the other side. Okay, so what did you come up with? Well, the dividend is the amount that we start with. And we're starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We're starting with 20. So our dividend in this case is 20, right? Now, how could we break 20 up into equal size groups? I want to hear your idea, okay? Give me your idea, and then I'll meet you back here on the other side. All right. Well, you didn't have much of an idea, did you? I mean, much of a choice, did you? Because I only gave you a certain amount of choices to go with. Okay, welcome back. Now, some of you might have said, let's see here. Some of you might have said, let's go ahead and make 4 equal groups, right? 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 equal groups. Some of you might have said, oh, no, I want to make 5 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. Well, either way, you would have been correct. We can do both, right? So let's start with the 4 groups, okay? What if we, let's see, let me grab these here. All right, there's 1 group. And let's see here, there's another group. And we got another group here. And then we got our 4th group here, right? 4 groups. They are equal in size because they each have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 squares in each group. So what is the divisor that we used in this example? Give me your answer, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, welcome back. Did you say our divisor is 4? Because we made 4 equal size groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 equal size groups. Very nice. So our expression, what is the division expression we just created? I'll meet you back here on the other side of this question. Did you say that the division expression we just made is 20 divided by 4 equals? Well, I hope so. Now, what is the quotient? Give me your answer, and I'll meet you back here on the other side. Okay, did you say the quotient is 5? Because, why? Yes, there's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 squares in each group. The quotient to a division problem is the number of things in each group. Very good. All right, so now we have the full equation. We have 20 divided by 4 equals 5. Now, is there one more Or another division equation we could create if we start with the same dividend? I think there is. Let's see if we can figure it out. Go ahead and write the division equation you think we could use to divide this amount into another size equal group. All right, here's our last problem. I want you to okay, here's our last problem. We are going to find another way to divide this same dividend. What was the dividend? It was 20. We're starting with 20. How else could we break 20 up into equal size groups? Write down your divisor, and I'll meet you back on the other side, and we'll compare answers. Okay. Is your other divisor 5? Did you say we could break 20 up into 5 equal groups? We can, right? So let's check it out. We could break up 5 this way, right? Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we have 5 equal groups. And how many things are in each group? Yeah, let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 squares in each group. So that is our quotient, the number of things in each group. So now we have another division equation using the same dividend. We have 20 divided by 5 equals 4. We've broken up an amount into a certain number of equal size groups, and the amount of things in each group is our quotient or answer. Okay, this is division. So no matter how big the numbers get, no matter how big the divisor is, no matter how big the dividend is, whether it's 2,856,533,222 divided by 167, doesn't matter. It's always the same. You're going to take a bigger amount, and we're going to try to break it up into a certain number of equal size groups. Yeah? Does that make sense? I hope so. That's our learning target today. Okay? I hope you're walking away with a better understanding that division is breaking an amount into smaller, equal-sized groups. All right, you're done your work for today. There is no practice. This was it. Participating fully in this lesson was your practice. All you have to do is get better at your multiplication and division facts in reflex math, and then you're done with math for today. Great work. Let's get that green light.